The Teal Mask DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is finally here, so that means it's time for a brand new draft league. We have joined the IBL to showcase the power of the Atlanta Victinis. If you don't know, a draft league is where coaches pick from the pool of available Pokemon currently in Paldea. Each Pokemon is given a point value based upon how good it is in the draft metagame. The most expensive point value a Pokemon could have was 19, and the cheapest, of course, was, 1. In this draft specifically, each coach was given 115 points to draft 9 to 11 Pokemon. We are given 10 Terra points for Terra Captains. Pokemon that were valued at 10 points and below were the only Pokemon that could Terra, since high picks like Roaring Moon and Iron Bundle can kind of be broken in draft. This also allows for the low tier guys to have a chance to shine and pop off thanks to them being able to Terra. After the draft, coaches battled each other for 9 weeks. Those with the best records move on to the playoffs and duke it out to become the league champion. Each coach is given a randomized draft spot before the draft starts. I was quite lucky since I was 4th out of 16 coaches, which is definitely far from the norm for me when it comes to draft leagues. The picks before me were Iron Valiant, Dragapult, and Landorus Eye. Because great spinners are so rare, as are ground types in this metagame, I decided to go with Great Tusk. Pokepun 100% intended. Tusk provides me with so much utility in Rapid Spin, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock. It also gives me an offensive Juggernaut and defensive wall all in one thanks to its high HP, attack, and defense stats. It also has strong stab options in Headlong Rush and Close Combat. If the situation is called for, Tusk can even run Bulk Up to further boost its attack and bulk. It can even run Booster Energy thanks to its Photosynthesis ability, which can buff its offensive and defensive capabilities too. Next up, I wanted to use a returning Pokemon that helped cover Tusk's water and ice weaknesses, and one that definitely stood out for me was Menifee. Menifee is an incredible Pokemon with base 100 stats across the board and a vast move pool with options like Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam, and Ice Beam. Menifee also has fantastic setup options in Tail Glow and Calm Mind. However, its new move Take Heart was banned. Menifee was also a mon that has access to great momentum moves in Flip Turn and U-Turn, as well as Knockoff for great utility options. Both of these Pokemon on my team kind of struggled to be grass type, so I was desperately looking for a mon that could help mitigate this. One mon in particular that filled this role very well was Iron Moth. Iron Moth gives me a base 110 speed tier alongside a monstrous special attack stat that can abuse my opponents. Booster Energy, Choice Specs, Heavy Duty Boots, and Choice Scarf are all great items for Iron Moth that further boost its offensive capabilities, not to mention its vast move pool with options like Fiery Dance to boost its special attack, Sludge Wave, Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, and so much more. Now, like I said before, sometimes in Draft League, types can be hard because certain people can snipe you of your picks. So one of the types that I think are hard is steel types, because in this generation there's quite a steep difference between the good and bad ones. Options like Iron Treads, Jirachi, and Heatran typically go early, which often leaves you with low tier steel options like Caparaja and Berserker, which aren't the best in the draft metagame. So I decided to grab my steel ASAP, aka Scizor. Scizor only has one true weakness in fire thanks to its bug steel typing. Its bug typing allows Scizor to take fighting and ground moves better than most steel types in the game. Scizor also has great coverage options in U-Turn, Knockoff, and Close Combat. It also has priority in Bullet Punch, which gets boosted thanks to its ability Technician. Now looking at my team, I didn't have a ground resist or immunity. Even though Tusk and Scizor can take earthquakes kinda comfortably, they could easily get whittled down over the course of a game. So I chose to pick up Thunderous Therian. Thunder T allows me to have both a ground and electric immunity thanks to its flying typing and Volt Absorb ability. It also helps me break down bulky waters that Menifee and Iron Moth might struggle with as well. Thunder T gives me another special breaker thanks to its massive special attack stat, and also gives me more momentum in Volt Switch and U-Turn. It also got access to Knockoff again, which is awesome for item disruption. It also has great setup options in Nasty Plot and Agility, which can make Thunder even more of a threat. Next up, I went with a favorite of mine, Mesprit. Mesprit is kind of like glue for every draft team that I kind of use. Mesprit gives me another ground immunity and is the queen of utility. Mesprit gets Stealth Rock, Knockoff, U-Turn, and can throw status like T-Wave. Mesprit can also function as a physical or special attacker thanks to its 105 base stats. It also has access to setup options like Calm Mind and Nasty Plot, which can help it kind of become an offensive threat. This is where I grabbed another new Pokemon I've been dying to use that kind of gave me two typings I didn't already have as well, Sinistcha. Sinistcha has an awesome typing in Grass Ghost coupled with its great ability Heat Proof, which lets it take half the damage from its super effective fire type attacks. It also has a new move Matcha Gotcha that functions as Giga Drain and Scald all in one move. Sinistcha can be a special breaker or physical wall thanks to its setup options like Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, and Calm Mind. It also has moves like Strength Sap and Scald to help with its longevity and further punish physical attackers. I also chose to make Sinistcha one of my Terra captains and gave it the Fairy and Steel Terra typing to boost its offensive and defensive capabilities. Another thing that it gets, which is kind of niche, is Trick Room, so it could also kind of serve as a Trick Room abuser. Now I was pretty happy with my team, but saw one Pokemon that was surprisingly undrafted, and I still had quite the amount of points left over, so I decided to ball out, because why not? Weavile had fallen off this generation due to losing moves like Knockoff and Triple Axle, but thanks to the DLC, it finally got access to Knockoff again. Its high speed tier and attacks that make Weavile another threat my opponents need to watch out for. Weavile can also fire off strong stab, icicle crashes, knockoffs, and even has access to priority in Ice Shard. It also has a great setup option in Sword Stance, which makes it that much scarier, and also has access to low kick, which can kind of be helpful for certain matchups. The last two mons I drafted were kind of bulky filler mons that helped give me hazards and also helped me with my ghost weakness, as I did not have a ghost immunity at all. I drafted Colossal, which gave me hazards plus rapid spin at a cheap point value for its impressive bulk and utility. And then lastly, I also drafted Greedent as a ghost immunity and also gave it my last remaining Terra points. I chose to make it Ghost and Fairy to help with its fighting type weakness. So that is pretty much the end of my draft. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about my team. I also want to know what your guys' favorite Pokemon would be as well. Battles will go up every Friday, so make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you know when they go up. But without further ado, I am your boy Jay. I'm gonna get about your hair, and I'll catch you guys next time.